Guys want to see me on the internet, I'm on YouTube right now. So, you know, decent conversation to have. If you guys were watching me last night, talking about me putting on my biggest short position in my career, it's on and it's almost over now. So, like I said, I ain't fucking around. I outsmarted the market. I'm not going to get stupid about it and think I'm going to keep doing that. But right as I said, I'm never going to short the market ever again, and we went into the most bullish time of the year. I saw some signs, UVXY, some volatility products, some blow off tops on earnings reports, some stocks losing momentum. And as I've explained, I think the entire market is going to pull an oracle and give this whole entire froth moment off the top. And that's what we're doing right now. And that's got another 12 points down on the Qs. And then I think if we don't hold the 582.50 on the Qs, we give back another 35 after that. Doesn't mean anything right now, because right now it's been, we're just trading each day individually. So right now, short the Qs. And we had this OLMA short, OLMA, which again, if you guys know that stock, it's been a pump and dump for 25 years. Garbage, reverse stock, dog shit, just like every other stock. But, they gapped it up and it was ripping and we waited for it and we waited some more. And then it had a little triple top action and it broke VWAP, crushing it. Just looking for some more on the downside right now. But with the Qs, I've been waiting for 6 months for this move. And this is nothing. This is just the air slightly coming out of the bubble. We haven't even burst the bubble, let alone start to sell off. This is just air coming out. This isn't a sell-off. This is, well, speaking of air, it's kind of like a fart in the wind. This ain't no panic. This isn't real. You'll see panic when we break 582 on the Qs. That's when panic will set in. Then real panic turns into capitulation. That brings us down to 555 on the Qs. I don't think that holds on the way down. I think we go to 541, and then maybe that'll hold. So I'm looking for 50 more points on the Qs. I ain't worried about $1.50 chopping around right now when I think we're about to go down 50 more points. So the way I look at the market right now, I'm staying short the Qs with a 597.50 stop. My target is 0. But really, realistically, I'm risking 3 points to try to make another 45 to the downside. And if I get stopped out today, we'll just reload tomorrow. I still think we're going to go down. Hopefully, we get a chance to do it at a higher price, which would be awesome. Or none of that matters to you, and you just got paid for the day because all we're looking to do is get paid, and we did. And if you're, trading the stocks that we've been talking about, earnings reports that break VWAP, we haven't had a loss in over 4 years. So let me say this to you again one more time. Unless you have a trade that works every time, try my trade. Right? If you don't have a trade that works every single time, and if you do, I'd like to know about it, first of all. Second of all, if you don't have a trade that works every time, try one of my trades. Home Depot long, OLMA short, Q short, and I'll go throw you a couple other ones. We'll be going over these last couple of days. These last 2 weeks is what we're going to do on the class, just to get familiar with what you should be looking at, how to play these trades, what they look like, and when they show up once, they tend to show up twice. Like the Home Depot, if you weren't brave enough to buy the first faux show, bro, it gives you a second faux show, and then bros, and you get paid. And then we had PDD, which again, usually I'm looking for a long trade. Nothing long has happened, but now that it's crashed, now I look for it as a long above 121.75 possibly. And we had the Baidu, which again, not a fan of buying because I hate Chinese stocks more than any stock actually. But faux show, bro, VWAP break. Trade worked. You want to see something annoying? While I'm sitting here doing this guy's looking at me hard. Where are you? Whoa. You need something? Oh my God. What do you want to do? Watch, now he'll come back and see where am I. Hey, how come you're not coming? Hey, how come you're not coming? Yes? Yeah, come. So anyway, I got nothing to worry about right now. I'm staying short the Qs, and nothing is going to get me out unless they rip 4 points in my face right now, and I'm willing to risk 4. Yes, 4. I'm willing to risk 4 to make the next 55. Do I think the Qs are going down 55 points today? Sure. Why not? Stick around. So now, if you are short the Qs and you're not thinking absolute, destruction of the market like I am, be my guest and cover, at 592.50 and lower your stop to 595. You want to hold on for the bigger move, you got to give yourself some more wiggle room, right? You're not getting me out. We're going to 0. But more importantly, other than the market crashing, right, is right in the face of a market crash, what are we witnessing here on the Baidu trade? Baidu doesn't care, right? Because the market's rigged, right? Baidu doesn't care. It's out of the market environment because it's doing its own thing because it was pre-programmed to do this. Blue line, orange line. Blue line, orange line. Blue line, orange line. Trade hasn't failed in 40 years. 4 years. So if you don't have a trade that works every time, come and hang out with us. I'll show you one that does. And if you just stop doing everything else, and again, it's taken me 30 years to realize, stop doing everything else. This works well. Everything over there is a bunch of noise and nonsense. And man, if you are as fed up with the internet as I am, I'm beyond fed up. This Chevy Chevelle story has pissed me off to no end. You guys know about the Chevy Chevelle story? You know I'm a Mopar guy, right? You know I drive a Hemi Challenger, sick car, love them. I was thinking about getting a Chevelle Resto Mod. It was in an auction. I lost. This thing wound up going for 120 grand. My top was 80. Sick car. I've always wanted a Chevelle. Love them all. 66 all the way to 72. And there was an article on the interweb. And the interweb said the new Chevelle's coming out. Chevy's putting this new thing out to compete with, they saw what Dodge did. And I'm reading this article. I'm like, oh, wow. There's a carbon fiber version. They had all 3 different versions. They had people driving the car. Then I read another article about it, about the different varieties. Another article written about it. So I'm on the phone with Chevy. Oh, man, how do I get my order in? Fake. What? No new Chevelle? No, it's fake. How could it be fake? So it turns out Google's AI took a fake article from some website, And by the way, if you are using a tight stop on the Qs, you might want to exit right here at 595. I'm giving it 2.5. So this article comes out and it spreads. And then the AI takes it and creates new articles that are fake from fake websites and fake this and fake that. Everything's fake. And I'm thinking, no, it can't be fake because why? What's the end game to faking an article about a car? Who wins? Everybody loses. What's the end game here? I don't understand. Is it just to piss me off and just to keep creating false narratives on the internet? Like yesterday, this moronic person that I gotta unfollow them, but they take articles from parody websites and post them on their page as if they're real. I'm like, you know what? You're the problem that society has right now, spreading the misinformation. Read what you just wrote. Read what you just posted. So they said 5,000 New York police officers yesterday in a mass resignation because they're unhappy with the mayor of New York. Makes sense. I'd be unhappy too, right? So there was a story. It said Superintendent Jacob Barron warns that nobody's going to be on the police force, mass exodus. And if you took a second and said, wait a minute, we don't have a superintendent, Jacob Barron. We have a police commissioner. And then if you just go research some news, it's all fake. And then people post it and then post it and then post it. And then they say, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe it. And they post it on their page. And next thing you know, it spreads. The internet is going to kill us all. There's going to be a news story out there, and we're going to have a War of the Worlds moment where we're going to be freaking the fuck out about some dumb shit that's not even real. We're in a bad, bad place, man. And that's why I have no stocks. And that's why I'm bearish. I know my disdain for societal things doesn't usually translate to the stock market because the market is disconnected from all reality. I get it. But I'm so bearish right now, it's I can't even joke around about it. Bearish everything. But I know once the market gets done with this moment, it'll start ripping and you'll have to cover, you'll have to go long, and the market will go to all-time highs, just like Baidu is reminding us. Because if you're not seeing this Baidu move, right, this is showing you that the market runs independently from anything that you think. Baidu isn't in the market right now, right? It's doing its thing. And inevitably, the market will turn and then it'll click into gear like it right here. I should be covering right now in a matter of minutes. It's fucking hilarious that stupid dog, right? Dog was telling me to cover 3 points ago. Oh, listen, I covered 594.78. That was a pretty damn good cover. I don't mind getting stopped out because that means I get a chance to reload and they can't take the money from me. But I'm still short the Qs. Not going to blow the trade, obviously. And that's what I've learned over the last 30 years. That's why when I say VWAP saved my life, yeah, if I had VWAP and I really just only traded this style back in 2012, 2013, 2014, all those 3 years where I got hammered never would have happened. I'll be right back. So usually when there's outages and problems on the internet, I'm affected greatly. Today, I'm actually seems like it's working all right. Let's go check the other websites over there in the Hit the Bid world. Hello. Good to see you. YouTube is working. Let's see if the other site's working. All right. I think we're kind of working across all time and space. And listen, I hate Baidu. Well, I hate every Chinese stock. I hate most stocks. You guys know my attitude towards the market. I am a bear through and through. It's all a Ponzi scheme to me. And I hope Bitcoin goes back to 200 so I could buy it again. Well, then again, I'm still in from the original 8,000. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the one thing that resonates with me, because I know the market's rigged, right? It's not a debate, right? We know it. We see it every day. And now it's rigged more than ever because the quants, high frequency trading algorithms have taken over the market. So what we do is we just reverse engineer the algorithmic nature of the market, which trades around volume weighted average price and price. And if you just do that, that's it. That's the end of the sentence. That's it. That's all you do. And you do that and nothing else. There is nothing else. So now your if then statement is if Qs break, then again, I'm lowering my stop right now. So the Qs are 590. Sorry, the VWAP on the Qs now is 597 and a quarter. That's my out because I ain't staying short stocks that break back above VWAP, especially the Qs, right? So covered some, I covered a nice chunk at 594.78 because that was one of my big targets for today. And this is it. And this is how we, again, people say, hey, what do I get when you join the room? You get me and my pal and a group of people that know what they're doing. And when you're surrounded by us and understand algorithmic trading, this ain't about stock picks. So when somebody comes in the afternoon, all right, what do you got? You got me forever until my head spontaneously will, what's it called? Super something explosion, spontaneously combustion. I heard that can happen under stress. And that's why I do these YouTube videos, my friends. Because one day, if my head does explode spontaneously, I would love to have that on film. Holy shit, this fucking guy's head just blew off. Was that CG or was that some scanners type of shit from the 80s? And just my head just explodes. And then Solid will just take over, so it's okay. By the way, I have that in my will, Solid. If my head explodes on YouTube, you have you written into my will. You get the whole website. Don't worry about it. My kids won't fight you. They don't want it. So let's talk about this Baidu, right? So one of the questions I saw somebody ask, why is Baidu going up? Who cares? Why? The answer is it is. It is what it is. Blanche, right? Remember Blanche? You guys know what I'm talking about when I refer to Blanche? Maybe some of you guys you didn't figure that one out, right? The reason I say Blanche, there was a movie called what's something up with? Oh, now I can't remember the name of the movie. Betty Davis. She's torturing the woman in the wheelchair. And she says, "You wouldn't be able to do this to me if I wasn't in this chair." She rolls her eyes, looks down at her. But you are. You are, Blanche. You are in that chair. That's trading. What's the stock doing right now? Why is it doing it? Because it is. But if you need a reason, VWAP break, multi-day VWAP. It's algorithmic. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Right, whatever happened to Baby Jane. Thank you. So while the market's tanking and we're high-fiving in cyberspace about my short position, what's Baidu doing? Baidu's going, see ya. Because VWAP breaks trigger more buying. Range breaks trigger more buying. The market is on an if-then statement. You know it's rigged. We're not debating. You know it's rigged. And what is it rigged to? Algorithmic languages. If this stock breaks this price, then bring it to the next price. What's the next logical price? The next logical price is prior day VWAP. If breaks prior day VWAP, continue to go up. And that's what it is. So if you get through today's VWAP and prior day VWAP, what we've learned by experimentation for the last 13 years doing this is you continue to go. That's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP break. So then what we do is we look at 2 days worth of VWAP. Oh, and then we look at 3 days worth of VWAP. Oh, and that gives you your additional targets. So if you see what I'm doing here, when I give you the code, when you join the room, because you know you're joining the room, because there's nowhere else to be, because we teach you everything there is to know about trading, stocks, options, futures, VWAP, ranges. There's nothing else to know, because if you could conquer what we do in a day, then you are a swing trader. You want to learn about swing trading? Learn during trading. You want to be an investor? Great. Learn about trading. When you learn about trading, then you are all of those things. It's just different time frames, right? All good trades come out of the day. And that's not too often when you say, all right, I'm going to put this trade on and I'm going to hold it for 4 days. Nobody does that. So, wow. You see that, my friends? That's a big moment. All right, listen, I got to go nuke my coffee. This day's awesome already. I don't even know if you should continue. I mean, keep your stop. I'm lowering the stop now. You see the tops of this range basically is VWAP. So now you lower your stop to that price. 597.18 is where we're going to start covering. 597.18. 597.18. By the way, the Olma trade is over. 20 and a half. Done. No more Olma short. Let's give it up for the Olma. Not a bad trade, right? Didn't have to be the... Again, this is why when we say you don't have to pick bottoms or pick tops. It would have been lovely if you shorted 38.50 with a 19-cent risk, but you could identify what you could identify. Triple top. The stock did us a favor by wiping all the other shorts out. We waited our time, got short on the rollover, the finger of God. That's what it looks like. You break a new high, then you roll, then you break VWAP. It's the opposite of the faux show, bro. Hammer it, right? 25 gets you 22.50, 22.50 gets you 20. We were expecting 17.50. You lower your stop, inevitably they get you. Have a nice day. Trade's over. Now, if this was your first day here, right? We had a very, very specific list. Home Depot, we were looking for a long trade. Now it's been boring, but if you came in ready to play, faux show, bro. And then you got the second faux show, bro, which was where a little bit you had less risk, because here you're trading the open. You don't know what's going to happen. It could be, you could get in, you get in trouble, breaks down under those prior lows, you're going lower. But when you have your default trade confirmed by VWAP, faux show, bro, VWAP break, you get paid. And, again, the trade's pretty much over. It's just been going sideways here. Once it broke under the VWAP, that was it. All right, hang on. I got to refresh my drink. So I don't know if you're catching my ease, right? I'm easy breezy today, right? Friday you walked in, we were in the middle of a freaking psychotic market. Yesterday you walked in, same kind of thing. What's today? Tuesday, right? Normally turn around Tuesday, but like I said, I know more about this than anybody on earth, right? So you stick with me. Well, but I thought a couple of days ago you said we might turn around on Tuesday. Right. That's out there. You take it under advisement and then you do what the market tells you to do. Is anybody feeling turnaround Tuesday when the UVXY is trending higher? No. And that's the end of the conversation, right? So you could think whatever you want, right? As a trader who makes money, you do what the market tells you to do, right? So right now, still short the Qs, not covering. You're not above VWAP, I'm still short. And right now at 1036, I'm factoring in not only am I not covering today, but I'm sticking with this position and I'm going to use 597.50 as my out forever. So if we don't break 597, I'm staying short all day into tomorrow, in overnight, unless we break 597.50. Because I think we're going to 582. So I'm willing to risk 4 to make the next 11. And if we break 582, like I said, I think we're going to 555. I got no reason to cover unless the market starts ripping against me. If then, right? If Ulma doesn't break 2750, then breaks VWAP, then short it. Worked out fine. Every trade you ever put on, why am I doing it? What do I think is going to happen? Is it being validated by VWAP and price action? Then you put the trade on, and then you start to navigate the trade itself. None of us shorted Ulma at 2750 and held it all to 20. None of us, unless you did, congratulations. You cover on the way down because you don't know when it's going to turn. Once it got halted to the downside, we were pretty certain this thing was going lower, and it did. And remember, this sell-off that we're having right now is nothing. This is just the air coming out. This is the Oracle froth coming out of the market. Like I said, had to happen. And I think it gets worse. Carvana's still a $300 stock. That thing needs to go down at least 100 points. Palantir's still at 167. That's got a nice 47 points to go down. 120. Tesla was that 396. That's got another 100 points to go down. Why not? They're just stocks. They go down every once in a while. Oh, what you said. By the way, does anybody think we're not going to rally again this year? You're not like fucking delusional, right? We're having a moment right now. We're milking it as much as we can. Nobody's that insane to think that that's the top of the market, right? There is no top, right? There is no top. We're just going to consolidate and inevitably break highs, however long it takes. You know it's happening. So, like I said, I don't know who's listening or who's here or what's going on. I know the internet's having some problems. The quicker you are to shut your day down, we're lucky that everything stayed viable for this long. I don't like when there's internet outages. That's kind of scary because you never want to be in a big position and suddenly the internet goes out. So that's why you better have stops on, real stops today, and don't mess around. Now, will I cover and go long today is a question. I don't know. I don't even think I'm going to have to cover, but we'll see. Listen, I don't think the sell-off's over until Newegg's at zero. When this stock's at zero, then I'll give you the all clear signal. Stocks like this need to just go away. They insult me. The stock insults me. It's a reverse stock split. They sell motherboards on the internet. It's a worthless company. And I don't know how it got squeezed and it crashed. We made money. I don't know how the hell it came back again, but I'm thinking zero, negative, actually, in fact. And the same thing with that open trade. As much as it's fun to trade, it's still going to zero. Does anybody have any doubt? It's a worthless company. The squeezes are fun, but nobody needs to own this bullshit. So if you didn't like that Baidu trade, I don't know what to tell you. That was something special. I didn't take it. And that's kind of my theme today, right? This trading, it's not about me and what I think. I got a trade that works every time. I don't need to think anymore. Did Baidu report earnings? Yes. Is it gap down below VWAP? Is it breaking VWAP? It is. Buy it. Did it go to the orange line? Yes. Sell half. Did it break the orange line? Great. Take a look at the second day VWAP. Did it go to the second line? Great. Sell some. Raise stop to second. Did it go to the third? Great. Sell some. Raise stop. That's it. You want to trade in an algorithmic world? You trade with VWAP. That's it. There isn't, again, I like to talk if you haven't noticed, but sometimes there isn't much more to say. And this whole industry tries to pretend that you need to be some sort of super genius to figure this out. No, I am no genius, but I figured this stuff out and it works. And now it's been, we're talking 13 years now. So it's not a coincidence. It's just been one big coincidence this whole time. Whoa, wait a minute. I got us a trade. Hang on a second. I've been waiting for this stock to turn. Hello. Actually, this might be interesting. NBIS bucking the trend in a down market. This stock had already taken a beat down. Just pivoted off the VWAP. You already got a faux show, bro, and a testrum on top. You've missed about $1.50. You're breaking triple tops right here. I'm slightly interested, but I'd rather see it pull back first. Do I ever buy UVXY? Yeah. Once in a while. Last week I was buying 1075 because it was doing something strange, like not going down. Just don't ever buy options in it. They're overpriced and illiquid and awful. But if UVXY does go to 15 and the market does do exactly what I think it's going to do, I will be shorting the shit out of UVXY above 15 because it always goes back down. Always. So NBIS, let's see. You're chasing, right? So you buy a little bit because it's about to go green. It's a big thing. 1 minute, the multi-day would be above green. So it wouldn't be a classic 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. It would be a 1 minute reversal to the multi-day. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff messed up on the internet right now. Pricing, some sites are not even working. There's a lot of glitches out there because of the shutdown or the net thing, whatever. What's a VWAP? Wow. You never heard of VWAP? It's funny that you never heard of VWAP, but that's good. That's why it keeps getting better and better, because the more I spread the gospel, the more people that trade this way, the more it works. And I'm telling you, I infiltrated one of these trading academy. You guys know about the trading academy? Yeah. It used to be called the Day Trading Academy. Anyway, you probably got an ad from them on one of your social media feeds. Hey, something, something in your neighborhood. So I went, and then even have free Danish. Usually I have some, cookies or cake. No free Danish. This guy loved me. So before we went in, we're in the lobby because they were doing, hour-long ceremony, and then we were scheduled to go in at 11. The 10 o'clock session was still going. So I'm outside and we're just shooting shit. Hey, I'm pretending that I'm new to trading. So how's everybody doing? You guys making money in the market? Mixed bag of groans. You ever trade VWAP? Is that a website? No, it's not a website. Is that a stock? No, it's not a stock. I was like, none of you have ever heard. There was 22 people there. Has anybody heard of volume weighted average price? Not one of them. So I was like, you guys trade? Where you day trade, swing trade, or you basically buy stocks and hope for the best, right? And they all chuckled. I'm like, yeah, sounds like typical people. So how about you don't do that? How about you learn a little bit about VWAP? It's the greatest thing you'll ever see, and it's the way the market works, and it teaches you how to track institutional buying and selling. And they're all looking at me like this, like, you guys don't have any idea what I'm saying. Like, what are you even doing here? You think you're going to go into this little moment here? They're going to try to sell you something because you guys have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, learn about VWAP and whatever goes. So I went into the conference, and he's talking about dollar cost averaging. He's talking about, health of the market, bull market, bear market, when to cut your losses off. And there was one question, and I was like, well, if you don't sell your entire position at one price, that alleviates all that stuff that you just said. Well, that's a good point, sir. I'm like, no, that's the only point. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. So if you just sell some, raise your stop, and don't sell it all at one price, it alleviates every problem that you just addressed. Well, that's a good point. No, it's the only point. And then he's like, well, we'll agree to disagree. I'm like, we're not disagreeing here. I'm right. You're wrong. And I was like, all right, keep going. And, he's just talking basics. And and I was like, do you use VWAP for anything? Just curious. He's like, no, we don't really pay attention to VWAP. I'm like, okay, great. That's fantastic. So then I waited for I didn't want to be rude. I stopped talking and asking questions. And then again, on and on about how, okay, now he wants to sell you something. I'm like, all right. And I got up and I left. So it was like $300 for another 2-hour session. And then in that 2-hour session, that's when they really drop the hammer on you and try to get you to buy some other stuff. But amazing how not one person knew what I was talking about, which made me realize this is going to work forever. Because the more people that embrace it, the better and better it gets. It's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's the algorithmic language of the market. It's not going to stop being the algorithmic language of the market. Right? No, it was by Sam's Club over by me. Some hotel Route 33. You guys are still short the Qs, right? Still the same trade. Just don't cover. So now that we tried to rally and we rolled again, if you guys are not thinking about holding the short for the rest of your lives, lower your stop now to that last area that it just went to. And that's how you'll stay in this trade, right? 595 and a quarter, 595 and a quarter, 596.79, two stops. So even if they get you out of some here, still you don't want to cover the rest unless it breaks VWAP. So that's how you stay in the trade. And now I'm giving you permission to take more profit here, but don't get out of the rest unless it breaks there. I don't know. We were going to have a guest on. What do you want to talk about? Want to talk about how awesome I am? So we could have that conversation. I'm awesome. It's true. And the reason I'm awesome is that no one's going to be as brutally honest about this industry and themselves than I am. That's why I'm the best to teach you, right? I'm not embarrassed to talk about all my mistakes. And avoiding the mistakes is what this is all about. We know this works. We know this works. It's not a debate. We know the market's rigged. We got the rigging. You got to stick with it, right? Proper risk management, right? Last Tuesday, I showed you how to blow a trade that works every time. What? Yeah. How can you lose money on a trade that works every time? Oh, I demonstrated that on Tuesday by not taking the profit when it's handed to you, like on the Qs, right? I'm pretty damn passionate about them dropping another 14 points from here, but I still have stops on here and here because I know the market knows more than I do. End of the story, right? So, and I'll continue to say this over and over again. We have something that works basically every time it shows up. If you don't have a trade that works every single time, don't do those trades. Do the ones that work every time. It's a simple math. This works every time, everything else over there doesn't. Do those things. And then if you could stay disciplined enough to only do those things, right? Like, who needs to swing trade? Right? Because swing trading equals what? Guessing. We're not guessing here. We know exactly what's going to happen. Right? If this breaks, we cover. If that breaks, we cover. If not, we're still short. No guessing. If it breaks here, you're going to 590. Breaks 590, you're headed down to the 582. Right? And all that for just $1 of risk. We knew a few things like Baidu, right? We knew that I hate the stock. I hate Chinese stocks. I think they're all going to zero. Buy it. Right? So that's what I love about this whole trade, right? I hate this stock. I think it's going to zero. Oh my God, it just broke VWAP. Buy it. But you just said, I know what I just said, but then it broke VWAP. Buy it. That's trading. And the quicker you are to realize that's trading, you'll be better. Because it's not about what you think. It's great when it validates what you're thinking, but it's about what is happening, Blanche. Don't ever forget that part. So I don't need to guess, right? I don't care if the market, if that was the top of the market, which I just laugh to myself, right? Like, we're not going to break all-time highs. Uh-huh. Sure. Right. And listen, if you're using that tight stop, they just got you. So if you were using, no, sorry, they didn't get you. It's 595 and a quarter. Let's wait. Let's see if we get stopped out of some. So let's lower the stop together. 595 and a quarter. All right. So now that we just kind of flirted with it, now use it. Right. $5.95 to 6, actually 26. Sorry, 24. Let's use the exact price. 5.95.24. And that's our stop now. Now, I want to go take a look at NBIS for a second, right? So we isolated NBIS, kind of like doing its own thing. It's bucking the trend of the overall market. So I didn't want to buy it because buying stocks at highs in a range-bound choppy market ain't good. But then it chops. So if you were thinking about buying it, you got the chop to the downside, and now just a rebound back to where you thought about buying it, you're already profitable. Now you're waiting to see if it can break here and go green and get to the orange line. So if you're in NBIS, let me show it to you on the big screen, right? Not the best stock to trade if you don't know what you're doing, but the chart's telling you that you want to be long, right? So you're long. But look at the spread, right? This is just market mechanics here, right? So the spread's big. You know the stock's going up, but it's got a big spread. So you should be on the offer. By the way, that's a big bidder. I don't like that guy. I don't like when big bids show up, even though it's counterintuitive. Big bids quite often are sellers. They're just putting it on the box. That wasn't a good thing. You want to see them on the offer getting gobbled up. That's good. But right now, let's just assume you're trading this stock, right? When it opens up the 30, 40 cent spreads, if you bought the stock, you already have your sells out there, right? You put them out there. You offer it out. And you see how that big bidder, that was a seller. That was a sell. A lot of that intuition of tape reading is completely opposite from where back in the 90s. It doesn't really work as what it used to be. Big bidders, market makers stacking the bids usually meant there was real size there, people looking to buy. It's bullshit now. Just like everything else. Everything else is, the whole market's just bullshit. The only thing left we have is VWAP and price. Anyway, not much else going on, which is kind of good because what I've been saying for the last 20 years is you got to stay focused, right? You got to stay focused or you're going to miss the move, right? So if you stayed focused on Baidu, you killed it today. You stayed focused on PDD, you did all right. Home Depot, you did all right. Obviously the Qs. Anyway, there really isn't much else going on. But when the market's in flux, you just stay with the market, which is, for me, is the Qs. UVXY up 8%. There's zero chance of the market turning around right now. Right now, UVXY starts to tank under 1207, under 1204. We're going to have a rip your face off rally for at least 6 or 7 points. That's how it works. But right now, I'm going to zero. What'd I tell you? Zero. So now you broke new lows. You want to you want to lower your stop on the Qs. It's not a bad idea. No, I hacked my dad's account. I'm cashing out of all his stocks. Yeah, he's not feeling well. So I think he doesn't want to sell. I'm hacking. I'm hacking into his account. So I don't know. We were going to be joined by a guest. I don't know how that was supposed to happen today, but there's nothing else to talk about. We're short the Qs. There's really nothing to talk about. So yeah, I don't even know how that was supposed to happen, Phil. We were gonna have Phil on, but there's not much really to talk about in this tape right here. By the way, you see this kind of trading that we're doing today, right? This is real trading. There's not much to do. It's boring, but we make money every day. So, if you guys are thinking about joining the website and, if you're wondering what you get a guy that's been doing this for 30 years and I navigated every market. I know more about trading than anybody on earth. That's what you're getting. And you get this fantastic, wonderful script that we use with VWAP and multiple time frame VWAP. You get to meet my pal, Solid Jello, who's taken that script and has developed algorithms around it. And with that, you will go on to a very healthy and successful, if you want to call it a career, whatever you want to call it. This is the way to do it. There isn't another way. So if you want to be a day trader and you want to be successful at it, and then you could fill in parentheses, swing trader, options trader, futures trader, crypto trader. Once you learn market mechanics, then you're in the club. Right? So here, if you were looking for a reason to buy Home Depot, look how it's developing right before our eyes, right? Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Right? So a little fake them out. You see where it breaks a new low. So let's address what we're witnessing here. And by the way, this is what we'll do for you on Saturday. It's to readdress a new situation, right? So when a stock breaks a new low, then it comes back. Fake them out, shake them out, breakout. So somebody said, why does the stock do that? Because the market sucks. The market's not your friend. It's trying to hurt your feelings. It's trying to take your money, right? By the way, NBIS, you finally got to the green. Sell. So when you see a stock that you've been looking for a reason to buy, you bought the first dip because you're buying the opening squeeze. Cool. Then you got a faux show, bro, VWAP break. You got paid. Holds the VWAP. You got paid. Faux show, bro, VWAP break. Not much. You got stopped out, probably for a flat trade, small loss maybe. Then 20 minutes later, it reforms. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Home Depot. Right? And by the way, the Qs just did that. Qs might be that might be the faux show, bro, that everyone's waiting for, right? What the market have to do? It had to break a new low to get the last shorter to say, oh, we're definitely going to zero, and then it turns. So that guy who just shorted it here, he's in deep shit. He's already starting to cover here. The longs and the algorithms that are programmed around fake them out, shake them out, they're buying right there. You see why that candle was so big? Because everybody got screwed. So the people that just got stopped out of their longs and the shorters all have to say, oh, no, we just fucked up. We better cover before it gets worse. And that's why you have that little move. Now that you fake them out, shake them out, will you get the breakout? UVXY is telling you no. So you take that money, if you're trading this scalping long right here, you take that profit, and now you put your stop at the shakeout area. And you say, all right, now I got to wait to see what happens next. I'm going to dump my long here, right? The short's thinking, all right, if it breaks here, I got to get out of the rest. And the long's going, I hope that happens. So you got to think about everybody on each side of each trade while you're trading, right? So now you got that faux show. That might be the big one, right? Look at NBIS, friends. NBIS long. Why did just because I felt like throwing a symbol out there? No, because it's on our buy list because it got hammered and it faux show broed. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Test it from on top. You're bullish. Pulls back, holds it, fake them out, shake them out, break to the orange line. You want to know why? Because the market's rigged. We got the rigging. How you like me now? NBIS long. Come on now. Come on now. You might have to cover these Qs soon if you lowered your stop. It's all right for it to be over. We're doing it again tomorrow, maybe tonight. Guys are trading futures, right? With the So anyway, we were going to have Phil on. Phil's a friend of the family. You guys know Phil. Phil Perlman, market PhD. Right now, Phil would be like, how do you feel about this NBIS trade? I feel pretty damn good about it because it just did a VWAP break in the market that's going down, bucking the trend. Everything you want to know about trading right here on this NBIS long. Kill it! You guys are in this trade, right? NBIS long, right? I'm not sitting here talking to myself, right? Cues are getting covered now. Fake them out, shake them out. Here comes the market. Tom Lee just saw a shadow. Everybody buy. Do I need to do this every single day? Oh, that's right, I do. All right. I just covered the majority of my QQQ short right there. I don't got to think about it. The stop's already in. All right. I'll let it breathe, but you see where I'm letting it breathe too. I'm not going to be insane. And if you didn't trade this NBIS, I don't know. How many times could I say this looks good? This thing's about to break. Buy it on the pullback. I don't know what more I could do for you. I can't press the buttons for you. I could just put you where the fish are. You got to drop your own line in. I'll bait the hook for you. I'll do it all. I'm not going to reel it up for you. I'll get the net. So again, if you're still questioning what goes on in the hit the bid room, here we are. I navigate the market better than anybody on earth because I understand how it works and I have algorithmic language VWAP telling me what side to be on. And then it comes back down to price action, right? Proper management. If you don't have proper discipline, you'll have a Tuesday. And that's why when I talk about track records, they're pointless and worthless. It's about risk management, live risk management, what we do. I'm here telling you what you should be doing, and hopefully you take it under advisement. Or at least let VWAP tell you, right? I could only say as much as I could say. You got to come to the website to see the charts. Brian Harris just said it perfectly. The market's one show faux bro. I can't even say it. The market's one faux show bro away from beginning a new rally, and everybody chases to all-time highs. Exactly. And that's the mistake I will never make again. And that's why you're loving this NBIS trade. That's right. You're loving this NBIS trade. I heard this Bitcoin's doing things too. MSTR is recovering a little bit finally for you Bitcoin maniacs. Speaking of Bitcoin maniacs, I'll be putting out my own coin. Hey, wait a minute. Before we even have that conversation, how's that other thing that we bought? I don't know if anybody bought it. I didn't, but because I couldn't figure out how to do it. And once something takes more than 2 steps, I get disinterested very quickly. What was it? OPT? OPT coin. Let's see where it's at today. The whole crypto, supposedly everything's crashing. OPT's up 1.69%. Look out. I don't know. It was right at 5 when we started talking about it. I think we actually went to 7 and change. But that parabolic move that they said would probably happen hasn't happened. If you guys know, there's this coin that somebody that we used to trade with in the penny stock world, who I would think was really into crypto, never really got into it because penny stocks and crypto are synonymous as far as I'm concerned. They're all worthless pieces of shit. So he calls me out of the blue. Out of the blue? What movie? Sean Penn's brother? Out of the fucking blue? Come on, you know that one. So out of the blue, he calls me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm into some coin." I'm like, "This is your first coin ever?" And if you know about the penny stock game, it was all about pump and dumps. Reservoir Dogs, here you go. That's a free month. Give that guy a free month on my website. See, that's a deep cut. Give that guy a free month. So penny stocks and crypto, synonymous, right? They're all worthless garbage. They're based on marketing and pump and dump and email scams. And if you can get enough people to believe something has value, then suddenly it has value, which is basically everything. That's why I'm a bear. You take the perception of value away, everything goes to zero, right? A lot of support at zero. My point is this guy who came from that world told me about this coin. I'm immediately interested because I know he's coming from that world. So, but the story here is freaking interesting. And if your guys are in this NBIS trade, again, make sure you're selling on the way up. Look at the spread. Look what you just let go. If you didn't sell it on the way up at 88, nice job. Just made 2 points on this trade while we're sitting there goofing around. Right, Linda? Right, Guzman? Right, Abe? Where are my traders? What's my point? Oh, OPT coin. So you guys know about Newsmax? Yeah, Newsmax. Exciting. Newsmax was an IPO, and we squozed the crap out of that thing, and we did very, very well. And I wish I would have shorted it on the way down because we all knew it was going to crash. And then there's this thing called Parler. You guys know about Parler? Well, the Newsmax Parler people are involved in this coin. And that's the whole story. That's it. That's the whole story. So if you're into the Parler and the Newsmax, they're getting involved in this coin. There's not much volume on it. So assuming if it gets as popular as my friend's saying it's going to be, supply, demand, and pump and dump. And that's my story. NBIS is the long trade. NBIS. Yes. NBIS long. And you better be selling. That should be you on the offer right there. Linda. Linda's on the offer at 88.06. That's her. Sold to you. You see how Linda just captured the spread? When you got a stock with a 30-cent spread, you got to get on the offer. Or as we say in Brooklyn, the offer. The offer. You offer it out. So what you're doing when you're selling on the offer is you are not only capturing the spread, but it's also a test of strength. Follow? So you're selling something on the way up. It's awesome because you know there's a lot of demand. They're buying it from you. You are the market maker, right? So you're selling it on the way up. It's also telling you they're buying it on the way up. That's super bullish. So it's a proper way to trade because you're supposed to be selling into moves in case they roll. You're selling into the move and you're capturing the spread and you're testing the strength of the stock itself because you know people are buying it on the way up. Boom! By the way, we are about to get out of the entire QQQ short trade, and I don't mind, but I'm still staying short. My stop is that blue line. And if you're going to stay underneath it, I'm going to not cover, but I covered plenty. 92.50, 94.78. This trade's freaking in the bag now. So if they get me out of the rest, who cares at this point? Little NBIS, little side piece, right, going on here. So what were you thinking about doing? I know the internet's all wonky, but there's no way we're going to be able to push 2 cameras, 2 microphones, 2 screens. Yeah, but it's okay. I love Phil. We'll have him on the schmooze. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow night when the internet's working. All right, you maniacs. We're about to cover the rest of this QQQ short. Now the question is, are we going long? I'm not. But they're coming for me right here. How come my trade's not going off? Wow, they didn't actually get me. Look at that. Ah, that's funny. I was 2 cents away from getting stopped out. That's hilarious. Wow. Wow. If that's the high of the day now, I might be actually the greatest trader of all time. Wow. I was a nickel away. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said anything. Uh-oh. Now they're coming for me. Maybe not. Now, listen, I think we're going to get stopped out here on this next move up. But how sick is it that it ripped? Most traders would have been out of this thing already. I'm still in because I used the exact price. Look at it. If it doesn't break over that 29, I'm still staying short. So, I mean, it looks like it's inevitable at this point. 16, 17, 18, 28, not 29. Ah, I'm still short. No trade. That's amazing. That's amazing. They didn't get me yet. Look at this. They can't find my order. Aha. Can't find me. That's pretty wild. Look at that. They can't find me. I'm still short. I got my last 300. Man, that's something, guys. Look at that. If you're not amazed at what you just witnessed, right? Faux show VWAP retrace. Now, if the market was different, we'd already be breaking. Now the consolidation would lead to the breakout and we'd rip and break new highs. And that's what's been normally happening. But we're a little different right now because the market's got a little weight around its neck. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Can't find me. Oh, it got me. All right. Congratulations, everybody. We're out of the queue short. Listen, it was 2 hours. That's the bear market right there for you. Now, listen, I didn't cover and go long because I'm not really feeling bullish, but UVXY under 1250. It's important. Charts on my screen. Charts, you only see the charts when you come to the website. We're doing a free open house right now. I mean, we had some glitches on the internet, but all right, we're done. And let's buy something now. How about some CoreWeave? How about CRWV? Because, oh, it already bounced 5 points. Hang on a second. CRWV. I've been sniffing around this stock because under 80, I'm interested. But faux show, bro, missed it. Faux show, bro, missed it. Faux show, bro, missed it. So now I got to give it a beat. I'm not chasing anything. Consolidation between 74.20 and 75. I'm more inclined to buy it on a break if it holds and then breaks. Full disclosure, we're out of the queue short, people. Out of the queue short. 100% intended to hold it all day. And if you're buying some CoreWeave, again, don't go crazy. But right now, again, MBIS work will give maybe I guess I'm not buying it. I didn't buy it. Anyway, I just tried to buy it at 75. I didn't get any. Fuck it. No, thank you. Thank you for being impressed. Somebody just told me they bought the Qs at 592.50. Did you buy CoreWeave also? You'd rather me not be in the trade. There you go. Look at it. It's ripping. It's already green right now. But yeah, listen, hey, it's okay. Thank you for the text. Thank you for the other text earlier. I am this good. I know. Sometimes it's hard to believe. That's why I do it live. That's why, if you guys were with me last night, I was a little tipsy there. I might have said some crazy shit at the end of the video. That's why I took it down. But I was telling people about me putting on my biggest short position of the year last night because I knew I was right. It wasn't a debate. I knew I was right. And now it's over. So I got what I wanted. I thought at least 594.78. I was happy at 592.50. I do still think we're going to test 582, but right now, that's over. I ain't fucking with this market. I ain't staying short when the market faux show bros. I learned my lesson in blood. You ain't taking any money from me anymore. I know the market doesn't want to go down. You see that, Jimmy? There it is. You were waiting for it, right, Jimmy? You see, Jimmy? That's how you got to trade. You have to trade with the idea that the market never goes down, or you're going to wind up turning these short positions into losses. See that, Jimmy? Jimmy gets it now. You see, Jimmy, the whole time we were short, and now we're not. That's how trading works. You just witnessed it, Jimmy. Can we be friends again? Look, I was actually short the market that whole time. And then I should have covered and went long like a normal person. But I decided I'll let you guys enjoy the rally. But right now, CoreWeave long, NBIS long, Qs long. I don't even want to look at where Home Depot is because I was thinking about buying that too, and I didn't. It didn't turn out to be much. But can I hear an amen from the guy in the back shorting UVXY, right? Under 1250, short UVXY is a great trade. It always goes down. Not a debate. Holy shit. And look at that cover. Never, ever fight the faux show, bro. Right? Right at that one moment where you thought it was going to get worse. That's why it works so well. Because the shorter got short. The shorter who is finally joining in, that's why he says, oh man, I can't short this market. Yeah, you can. When you do it the right way, they got short here. Oh, and then they got screwed because that's why the faux show, bro, is awesome. Because it fools everybody. The longs finally get out right there. I can't take the pain. The shorter gets short over here, and then they're both wrong, and they all get annihilated, and we make the money. Get it, Jimmy? You get it? You get it, Jimmy? This is what I do now, going on since 07. Nobody does it better, Jimmy. Come on, come back to us, Jimmy. It's all right. We'll hug, we'll kiss and make up. I know that sounds gay, but it's okay. It's all right, Jimmy. It's okay. Jimmy, you know that was like it'll be 11 years now since that trade. I've had some other winners. We could have made all that money back on the YEX trade, Jimmy. You and I against the world. All right, you guys having a good time? This is what I do. You understand what's happening here? You got CoreWeave. I didn't want to mention I have 3,000 shares of CoreWeave. What? I don't even want to say anything. I don't want to ruin the trade for anybody. Who's not in the CoreWeave going green in a bull market? Come on. You're not in the CoreWeave? What are you waiting for? You waiting for me to come press the button for you? You're ready to sell some here for a profit already. And you see where the red line was, where the Qs just went? I drew that line from earlier. On November 22nd, I will teach you how to draw your own red lines. And then you will meet Solid Jello, who has an algorithm that draws the red lines for you to make it even easier to trade. And if you ask him nicely, he will come to your house and press the buttons for you. No, he won't. So listen, I couldn't have done any better for you, right? We found some long trades, right? You can see charts, man. You can see charts. I'm just showing my face here to add to, because I don't want to put my face up on the screen because it ruins the sometimes it breaks the internet. We know what else. All this talk means nothing without charts. I wouldn't be interested. I wouldn't be interested if I could see what you wouldn't be interested. So you just said you wouldn't be interested if I could see what you're talking about. You mean you would be interested? No, you should be interested because I'm navigating this stock. Oh, wait, we got another buyer here. You guys ready to go nuts? You guys want to buy something right now? Yeah. Jemmy. I'm just trying to play the squeeze that I think is going to happen in this dumb. Inevitably, these freakish twins are going to defend this damn stock. Gemi. Gemi. We got paid on it a couple of weeks ago. What was that, a couple of days ago? I don't know. Anything going green right now in this tape is interesting. Gemi for the win. Let's put it up on the chart. But yeah, if you want to come and see the charts, that's what I do on the website. NBIS, my friends. NBIS, CoreWeave, and now we got some Gemi long. Look at this. We got 3 positions on. They're all kicking ass. Look at this. CoreWeave. You want to offer out the CoreWeave, right? That's you on the offer now. All right, CoreWeave. You want to sell a little bit right here as it approaches 76. Winning. And if you haven't sold any NBIS yet, I will come to your home and press the button for you. 88.50. Here we go. Gemi ripping to 12, people. Gemi ripping to 12. The squeeze is on, Holmes. The squeeze is on. Your friends are talking. Blue Sky, what? Blue Star Airlines. Your friends are talking. Oh, CoreWeave. How do you not get done up there? Big size on the offer, CoreWeave. We're gonna get paid here. Big size on the offer. They should gobble this shit up right here. I'm giving you the symbols. You don't need to see the charts. I'm giving you the names of the stocks before I buy them, as I'm buying them. What more do you need? NBIS, Gemi, CoreWeave, covered by Qs. No, you see, this is what we call a tease. You want to see the charts, you got to join the website. You're making my point. It's free. You just got to press a couple of extra buttons, and you get the feed with the charts. But the ladies are here just to look at my handsome face. Look at me. I'm pretty. How did that Gemi not just break 12? Come on, you dog. Get up. I had an offer to sell some at $11.99. It went to $11.97. You sucker. That's hilarious. But I'm not selling this CoreWeave. $75.96, $75.96, $75.96. Sold to you. $75.96. Out. I'm done with the CoreWeave trade. All right. Those are the magic words. I just sold the rest of my CoreWeave. It should go up at least 2.5 more points now. NBIS, same thing. I sold this at 87.50. I'm out. Congratulations. And now we got to get Jemmy over 12, and this will be some kind of special day. So let's talk about some of these trades that we just put on. Why Jemmy? I just saw a little faux show, bro. VWAP break, range break. I'm in. I was hoping to see it rip right to 1237, which would have been sweet, but I had the wrong chart up. There's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. I just sold the CoreWeave. It's already up 70 cents since I sold it. See, that's what I do best. There you go. See that, Jimmy? I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed, Jimmy. I just sold the stock, and now it went up. It immediately went up after I got out. Right? Look at what's going on with NBIS since I sold it. You see how it's not about me, Jimmy? It's the trade. I can't do everything perfect. I'm as close to perfect as there can be. Right? Like, why the hell did I just sell the rest of my CoreWeave? I don't know. I'm an idiot. Why did I sell this NBIS? I don't know. I'm a schmuck. Because if I don't sell, stocks tend to go right back down. Oh, now I'm going to be sitting here. See? Jimmy, I can do 18 trades in a row for profitability. I get one thing wrong. That's all you're going to hear about now, Jimmy. Holy crap. This all started with the NBIS just showing signs of life. And next thing you know, the whole market changes, right? This is trading at its best, and we're the best at it. There is none higher. Sucker MCs that call me sire. What? Covering that shit. Yeah. Who's coming to Charlie Tuna with me tomorrow night? Let's go. Let's have a little musical interlude, and I'll be right back, and we'll wrap this bad boy up and put a bow on it.
Raise the level, bass bottom the treble, forever keep it ghetto, funk in every metal. Buck the devil, unify the rebel, whistle like a kettle with a fly acapella. Smooth and mellow, lock, load and settle. Shine through times with rhymes bright like yellow. Taste and swallow, lead and never follow. Break it like a bottle, inspire like a role. Say I am somebody. Say I am somebody.
Go.
Yo. My soul, bounce, rock and roll. Tumble with the
nice when I sold all these stocks. I stink.
The platinum of gold. Keep it solid through the knowledge till I reach my goal. My hunger, pain, thunder, lumberjack, the fifth wonder. I never slumber cause I keep it on the under. My post beat for people in the street. Ghetto MUSIC, we bring the heat. That African soul clap, black power in.
Rambus. I don't know. That stock, I can't believe they bring it back to the 115. For a triple top absolute rollover. And I didn't take my profit. I wound up getting out flat. Just that actually set me off into my bearishness. Where is it? Oh my God, it's back to 88.50. Actually, you probably should be buying it. Yeah. But that is why this day right here, friends, is why I don't own stocks. Why? Why do I need to own stocks when we could destroy everything in our path today? Right? Do I need to own NBIS to make 250 on it? No. Do I need to own CoreWeave to make a quick buck? No. Do I need to hold anything? No. No. And I'm never coming back. So the way I'll stay bearish this market for all of eternity is I'm never going to own it. I don't need to. Why own? Why own when can I trade? Liquid and loving it. Market crashes tonight. I come in tomorrow morning. Yay, let's look to buy some stocks. Same thing today. Short it for as long as you possibly can. Cover and go long. That's been the theme of 2025, as well as most of the market. You know why? Say it. Say it. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. The market never goes down. Get it? So you get it now, Jimmy? The whole time I'm short this morning, I'm thinking we're going down, we're going down, we're going down. And then my next thought in my head was, but the market never goes down. Don't forget, you're going to have to cover and probably go long. So I do think that we are still going lower, but I'm going to have to get back in if we are going lower. And one thing that you could do is, first of all, you could stop right now because the day has been awesome. We covered near lows. That's pretty damn good. Got stopped out of the rest. Awesome. The easy answer right now at 11:42 is we just destroyed everything in our path. Even got 3 long. Oh, Jemmy just sold some. Jemmy 94 out. All right. Jemmy for the win. All right. Hey, listen, if you bought 1170 and you just sold 1194, that's trading, baby. I'll take 25 cents on a couple of thousand shares, right? Didn't sell at all because I'm waiting to see if it breaks 12 here. Let's go. Let's go. We get 12 bid. They're not going to, shorts ain't going to like that. 12 gets us 1250, hopefully. This dog. Worst IPO of the year. Actually, the worst IPO of the year was NAVN. But this was a nice runner-up. And by the way, if you still need reasons why I hate the stock market, IPOs, worthless, garbage, that they perpetuate this idea that they have value. They hype them up using CNBC and Fox Business and the media and the internet. And most of these stocks are dog shit. And the insiders are just dumping their worthless piece of garbage onto you. 9 out of 10 IPOs you probably not even heard of because they all suck. IPOs, they're not doing you a favor by going public, right? They're cashing out. So usually you get down moves first. That's why Viking Cruise Lines was the greatest IPO that nobody's talking about. Viking Cruise Lines went public and went up. That was it. There was no selling. I hadn't seen an IPO that strong in a very long time. If you guys know about Viking Cruise Lines. That IPO came out. Well, it looks like it went down there, but you have to take my word for it. Wait, where is that chart? Yeah. Steady buying, held support, just steady buying. Every move was a fake out, shake out. And then it just kept obeying everything. And it was just a phenomenal trade. 25 got us 50. And it wasn't bad. I might actually buy the stock back one day if it pulls back to that 44 and change. Booyah! Booyaka! Palantir was a terrible IPO. I was there. I loaded up at 1250, and then it broke under 10. I was like, gotta be fucking kidding me. Then it actually went to like 8. Then it got memed. Remember, that's why I kind of didn't like Palantir because it got caught up in the meme world. I hate that word so much that I kind of hated Palantir for a while. But then they crashed it again back under 10, and that's when we bought it back on the way up at 1750. But there aren't many IPOs that just gap and go and never come back. ARM had a down. ARM went down. A-Lab went down. Google, remember when that came out? Even that, that opened up at 80 and went to 110 that day. I don't even think it actually did go back below the IPO price. But most IPOs, some of these IPOs you don't even hear of because they come out, nobody cares, and they go to zero. Garbage. But the ones they hype up the most, remember Oscar Health? Remember Select Quote? Remember Invisalign? Not Invisalign. Remember, I mean, I could go on and on and on. IPOs are dog shit. But when you got these two freak twins, right? Right? Everybody, they've been championing Bitcoin. They know what they're talking about. Oh, I can't wait to buy their new indice or whatever the hell they're pitching. Oh man, these guys know what they're doing. Let's buy their IPO at $45, and then it goes to 11 with no support whatsoever. That's also an indictment on the entire market. IPOs were getting bought, nobody cared, and we were just ripping. Bull market was raging. Suddenly, IPO markets start to get a little weak. Gemmy, NAVN, FRMI, StubHub sucked, Angex. And it's just a dynamic shift in the market. And again, going back to the Oracle trade, if you still want to hear about why I'm super bearish, is this chart. This was the dumbest gap in the history of the market ever. There's never been a dumber move in the entire history of ever. To have a company with a market cap as huge as this, to gap this thing 38% on earnings, I don't give a shit how much money they're making. This was a short. You had to play this fade. And because it Jerry Orbach and then some, I think the entire market's about to do this. And I'm going to be right. And if I'm wrong, doesn't matter. See that, Jimmy? It's okay to be wrong. You just don't stay wrong, Jimmy. So anybody have any questions while we're still hanging out? Uh-oh. Somebody's reloading in the Q's puts. What? Now? Uh-oh. Man has spoken. He's buying puts. What'd you buy? 599s? Anyway, I got one position still on. It's Gemmy long. Hopefully we can get at least another 20 or 30 cents out of it. Stop is break even, which is now 1170. What's the Jerry Orbach reference? It's all back. Something gives it all back. And I'm a big fan of Jerry Orbach. So, big fan of movies and TV, and if you haven't caught on to that. So, Andy Dufresne is when you go sideways and you come out of the Andy Dufresne pattern, you run to say Wataneo like Olma. Oh my God, yes, oh my God. This stock has been around forever. If you don't know what Andy Dufresne looks like, it's that. Stock goes sideways, just chopping around, and then it comes out of that pattern, kind of where it did back here, which was the original one. Goes sideways. That one peak gives you kind of like the butch. So it's an Andy Dufresne and a Kardashian bottom. You're kind of buying the butt crack break. And a lot of times you have multiple time frame VWAP nearby. So you're getting the Andy Dufresne meets the Kardashian bottom with a multiple time frame VWAP break. And that's how we found all of these wonderful stocks that nobody heard of, like Rigatoni, because the stock was a pump and dump once a couple of years ago. And because I knew about it, there's the Andy Dufresne and the Kardashian bottom. I was buying this stock. I didn't care that it was quantum. Nobody was talking about quantum. We were just buying it because the sector started to move. And we were like, oh, remember quantum? Oh, all these dog shit stocks are starting to move. Let's buy them all. RGTI, QUBT. They're all the same dog shit stocks, right? Garbage penny stocks that went nuts. And you know what? They're all going back to zero. Sorry. Quantum computing is a scam. It doesn't even exist. It's just an idea. QUBT, what was it? QBTS from yesterday. We had some fun with that one. Oh, no, sorry. It was QUBT yesterday. even these, these metal stocks, not the metal like the rare earths, right? This was USAR, it was a SPAC, pump and dump garbage. But when pump and dump garbage keeps getting pumped, you play the pump. And then inevitably, never forget, most stocks are pump and dumps. However, you're excited about them. Stocks that go up 300% in 2 weeks generally are going to crash at least 50% when they do. There you go. Jemmy sold. Oh, no, didn't sell. Nobody's buying it from me. You sold some at 12. Nobody's buying it from me. Hey, what gives? Nobody's buying it from me. You sold some at 12? How come I didn't sell some at 12? Ryan's front running the master here. Okay. By the way, CoreWeave top ticked it on the way out, right? Turns out that 76 wasn't so bad selling it, right? How about NBIS? It's only a half point away from where I sold it now. So now I'm feeling much better about myself. And you know what? I might have to hit the bid on Jemmy. Oh, see what I did there? Hit the bid. Usually you don't want to hit the bid. That means you're kind of panicking out, but I'd rather not sell below 12, but if I have to, I have to. So while we're sitting here, other than the Jerry Orbach question, Jerry Orbach, one of the most underappreciated actors of our generation, Jerry Orbach, giving it all back. Andy Dufresne, Kardashian Bottom, Faux Show Bro, Blow Off Top, Finger of God, also a movie reference. Finger of God is the rollover short position that we did on the Qs today. And I just think the entire market's about to do a whole Finger of God breakdown and just get slammed. Finger of God's the opposite of the Faux Show Bro. So breaks a new low, comes back, rallies. The opposite is breaks new high, rolls over, breaks prior low. And then usually a VWAP break. So listen, friends, what I would say you should do is join their website. What you just witnessed me dancing here for nickels, like Handsome Joe. What reference is that? Come on now. It's Handsome Joe. He dances for nickels. Oh, I give him a whole quarter. Yar. He'll be dancing for hours. I don't know about any of that, but I'm sure there's some sale going on. But listen, you better get involved soon because on January 1st, prices are going up 100%. Because me dancing for nickels ain't gonna. Now I need to be dancing for bucks. Inflation. Soon I'll be dancing for $5 bills. So right now I'm still dancing for nickels. Get involved. Oh no, that's Handsome Joe. He dances for nickels. Yar. Oh no, you gave him a quarter. He'll be dancing for hours. How do you not know that? Yar. These copies of Swank magazine might help my crew from going homosexual for at least a half hour. Yar. Nobody? Man, that's an easy one. 12! How come nobody's buying it from me? Nobody wants my Jemmy? Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my God. Yar. What do you want to do now? How come nobody's buying this stock from me? Yar. I think I need another cup of coffee. So anyway, yeah. So if you enjoyed what we just witnessed, and I'm sure you did because we only had winning trades, I'm the most entertaining, charismatic fella on the internet that trades, and I make jokes while I talk. Every word out of my mouth is educational and entertaining at its best, right? there is none higher. Sucker MCs, they call me sire. So if you want to thrive and survive, or you want to guess and die, that's your choice. Survive and thrive with us, or guess and die with them over there. Seriously, why is nobody buying Jemmy from me? I'm seeing the prints go off at 12, but none of that was me. What the hell's going on? Why? Kind of, orders out there, but nobody wants it. Like your grandma said, you're an idiot. Just dump it. Hit the bid, Kenny. You're out. A lot of people don't know. I met Chris back in the day. Kenny and we went way back, 1997. I met Kenny Saturday Night Live set. I was doing my thing with the cowbell. And there he was, a young buck right out of college. He befriended me. At first, I could see fear was in his eyes. But then he came over to me. He said, hello. And I said, hello back. There's Handsome Joe. There you go. Why are we selling? Oh, finally sold some. There you go. All right. Why are we selling? Great question. Turd Burglar, great name. Why are we selling some at 12? Because that's law. 1150 gets you 12. You got to sell some on the way up, right? Plus, we just tested strength. So we sold some now. Jemmy, out, 12. There you go. Not selling at all. But a great question. The only way you make money as a trader is you have to sell something, lock it up. Now, if you bought it late with me, right? Here's the Jemmy. Oh, that's a weird looking chart. Why do they do that? Oh, so again, it's a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. I'm required by law to trade this. This is what I do for a living. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. But again, it's a dog shit stock that just went from 1150 to 12. Half number increments. You sell some. Now you raise your stop to the prior candle low. My entry price was late. Normally I would let it breathe down to VWAP, but my entry price is 1170. So I'm not letting it go against me. Now I've sold some at 12, lock it up at 1180, stop. And now I hope to see it go back to the prior day, which is now we got to our second day, and now we want to get to our third day, which is 1237. So if above 1180, hold. If 1237, sell. And then if you didn't sell at all, you raise your stop. And that's how you make money as a trader. You got to sell eventually, right? Yar, that's Handsome Joe. We could just go all day. So, Jimmy, if you're out there watching, and I know you are because I know how much you hate me, it's okay. We could be friends again, Jimmy. I've done other trades since 2012 that have worked. Trust me. You could have made that $7,000 that you lost back. And Jimmy, now next time you're in a position that I got you in and I tell you that you should get out, maybe you'll sell next time instead of just hearing only part of the story. Just like this market. I thought you said the market never goes down. I know. But I've been shorting the shit out of this market the last 3 or 4 days, Jimmy, because it is going down right now. You see, that's trading. Hi. I live in reality. It's a great place to visit, better place to live. Who's Jimmy? Jimmy's a combination of, there was like two and a half Jimmys. Jimmy was a guy that used to be on our website, and me and Jimmy were pals, and we were swing trading a stock called Yext. And I told Jimmy to get in at 1750 because 1750 gets you 20. And then it went to 20. Me and Jimmy were pals. And I was like, holy shit, Jimmy, if this stock breaks 20, we could be going easily to 30. And then it broke 22.50. And I was like, Jimmy, I'm buying $30 calls. And he's like, I'm with you. And I'm like, okay. The next thing you know, the stock was at 25. Woo! Then it broke 27.50. And I said, Jimmy, not only is this stock going to 30, it might be going to 50. Jimmy got real excited. But then that day when it broke 27.50, it not only went down, but it did a blow off top. And I immediately, Jimmy and Jemmy, don't get him confused. So I told Jimmy specifically, because we had started a relationship, because I was training him as one of my side projects, as I do. I take people under my wing from time to time. And Jimmy and I were having a gay old time, like the Flintstones. And then I told him, I was like, Jimmy, I don't like what this Yex just did. That's a blow off top. I'm going to sell. He's like, but we just bought the $30 calls. I know, Jimmy. He's like, but you said the stock's going to 50. I was like, I know what I said. But now I'm thinking, I don't like this trade anymore because of what just happened. And then Jimmy said, but I thought you said the stock's going to 50. I know, Jimmy. I'm the one who said it. And the premise was intact. 1750 got us 20. 20 gets you 2250. 2250 got us 25. And then 2750, we're thinking 30 and then 50. But then suddenly we got to blow off top. And I'm trying to explain it to Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm the one who got you into the name. And now the guy that told you to buy it is telling you dump it. And then Jimmy said to me, but you said it was going to go to 50. Holy shit, Jimmy. I know what I said. But I'm the guy that told you to buy it in the first place, and now I'm telling you to sell it. Why did you listen to me on the way in? You don't want to listen to me on the way out? The way out's more important. It's like, I said, Jimmy, you do what you want. I'm taking the small loss on the $30 calls before it becomes a disaster, and I'm dumping the stock here. He's like, but now it's down 2 points today. I know. But that's trading, Jimmy. I'm not going to let it go back to 22.50 and then back to 20 and give back the whole trade. I'm dumping it here at 25. Well, you said it was going to 50. I'm going to hang in there. And then the stock went to $5 fucking. And Jimmy went down with the ship. And he wouldn't let me, he wouldn't stop. Let me know about how shitty of a trade that was. And he would say all kinds of nasty things about me, didn't you, Jimmy? Right? And he would post all this stuff about how I'm a fraud, hurtful stuff about charlatans and scam and snake oil salesmen. And he kept doing it to the point where I had to file a report with YouTube. And they said I can't do anything about Jimmy. And I reached out to Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy, why are you so angry? It's one trade. And I told you to sell it. And this fucking maniac kept to his story. He's like, but you said it was going to 50. I'm like, oh shit, Jimmy. You are definitely clinically insane. I was like, there's no other excuse. I was like, I'm not going to win this argument with you. If you want to blame me for this trade going to $5, after I specifically said I'm dumping it, get the hell out of it, it's over, and you wanted to ignore that, there's nothing more I could do. And I tell this Jimmy story every so often, or now lately every week, because it's important. If you're going to take guidance, right, then take it completely. If you're only going to listen to part of the story, then you're going to lose. Because if you're listening to advice and you're only hearing part of the story, then you're not actually taking the advice. And that's why it leads us to what Solid and I try to do now is train you to be your own trader. Sure, we're trying to find you winning trades to help you learn through osmosis. Earn while you learn. Learn while you earn. So the reason I tell this story so often is that because somebody out there is probably saying, but aren't you the guy that says the market never goes down? Yes, I'm that guy.
because man, oh man, I've lost some serious cash shorting the market. So, and if you look at any chart over the last 100 years, has the market never gone down? I know, Jimmy, it's gone down, right? But we're all this selling. Where are we now? We're a whopping 30 points off all-time highs on the Qs. It's not like it's not even that. We haven't even sold off yet. That's what I think we're going down a lot more from here. But inevitably, Jimmy, we're going to go back up because you know why. Stop talking about Jimmy, but Jimmy is the customer experience. That's why I tell this story so frequently and so eloquently and so passionately, because you don't want to be Jimmy or the other guy either. I've been bamboozled. Or the guy he says the trade works every time. I did like 87 trades in a row for profitability, and the 88th didn't work out. This guy stinks. Somebody will always find it. There's always somebody that's going to criticize, but that's okay. And that's why I'm still debating whether or not to really get into politics, because, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the Jimmies out there, because I have very strong opinions on a lot of different things, and people are going to be rubbed the wrong way, but that's okay. Anyway, anybody have any questions before we wrap this bad boy up? I don't even know if Spence letting this thing go. Oh, the stream ended. These people just got kicked out anyway, so I'm just going to keep on going. So if you have been paying attention, and if you want to watch the stream on YouTube, I recorded the whole thing. You know why? Because sometimes I don't even believe my own bullshit. How could I be this good at trading, right? I am. Because I've suspended my belief of my own bullshit. It's not me. I ain't coming up with ideas. Oh, this company. Oh, yeah, they do this thing with the internet and they're making all this. Yeah, fuck that shit. That's how you get involved in SRAD, right? What a waste of time that was, right? What a waste of time that was. I mean, thank God I took some profit up there above 27.50. You see that, Jimmy? Remember how passionate I was about SRAD? It's the same exact same situation. In from 17.50, we got 22. Jimmy, go look at the chart. Yeah, this one I'll show you. Here, let me show you SRAD. Here, you want to see a chart? I'll show you a fucking chart. This is the exact trade that I'm describing with Jimmy. Here it is. So SRAD. And by the way, if you want to know why we're selling the Jimmy 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, you got to the whole number, right? Here's 2 days worth of VWAP. Bang. Here's the 3-day. We're looking for 1236, but we're going to sell if it breaks down. That's it. So here's SRAD, right? I learned about this company about 1.5 years ago. Very interesting, because I'm a sports gambler. They do sports data analytics. My son was getting into that industry. I was like, hey, kid, why don't you get a job here? We applied for a job. He didn't get the job. So remember the Jimmy story, right? Same exact story. This is a fairly new stock coming out of this downtrend, right? So there's the faux show. There's your extended 3-year VWAP trade. There's the break. I was just buying it because I saw this. I'm in, right? Then I started learning about the company. I was like, ooh, data analytics, sports gambling? Oh, it's where I want to be. I did well with DraftKings, so I bought the stock, right? And I bought the stock, Jimmy. And look what it was doing, friend. So this is the lifetime of the stock here. So let's go back 10 years to show it on a monthly. That's your whole life of the stock. So there's the ass crack Kardashian bottom, Andy Dufresne coming out of the ass crack. I'm a buyer right here, loving it. That was Trump tariff tantrum. Stock got smashed again, bought some more. So back to the premise. Brand new stock, fairly new stock, right? High of its life was $28.22. So my idea was 22.50 gets us 25, 25 will get us 27.50. If 28.22, then 30. And then I said to myself, hey, if this stock breaks 30, it's probably going to 50. And I like the industry. And then I also remind myself that stocks don't keep going up when I own them. And then what happened? And then it got upgraded by 3 different analysts. And I was like, oh no, that's probably the end of the name. And that was it. Because once analysts get involved, and they upgraded it here, here, and here. And I was like, I should be selling the stock. So what did I do, Jimmy? I was like, all right, I'm not going to freak out. But I sold some on the way down to 29.50. And then I was like, oh, if it breaks 28.50, I got to sell some more. If it breaks 27.50, I got to get out of some more. And then at 20, and then the numbers were coming out, and I was like, you know what? I got to get the hell out of the stock. I still got 200 left over from my 4,000, whatever. I have 3,800 shares of it. But this is why I hate owning stocks, Jimmy, because this is what I usually get. Beautiful, beautiful. Everybody loves it. And now nobody wants it. It sucks. It's going to zero. That's my life. That's why I don't own stocks. And that's why if you are shorting, let me show you this Oracle trade. This is the trade that has changed the way I look at the entire market. Oracle had ran from 120 to 260, which is a sick, ridiculous move already. Oracle, juggernaut, behemoth of a company. Ripping. Faux show, VWAP break. Faux show, bro, earnings report. Stocks up 38%, already being up 100%. Stocks like Oracle don't make these kind of monstrous moves without some sort of rational trading going on. So this became my favorite short of the year, right? And because this short worked so well, right? And again, this is from September 10th. I've been waiting for the market to reflect what Oracle did because I think the entire market is the same exact setup. We have gone too far, too fast, without a real reckoning, right? And this ain't a reckoning. This is a fart in the wind. We haven't even come back to those prior lows yet. We break those prior lows, we go test some real support. That real support is the Friday afternoon lows, which if you go on a 30-day chart, I'm going to put it on an hourly, you'll see it perfectly. 30 days on an hourly, and you'll see how the multiple time frame VWAP adjusts with every time frame that we use. That's what it does, right? That's why you pay us the big bucks. Right there is all you need to know. We have broke down, right? Volatility is going up. We broke down. We're breaking, for the first time in a very long time, we're breaking prior day lows. And there's only 2 more to go. We got to get down to the 590, the mighty 590. And then we're going to give way and we're going to go test those lows from whence we came. And it's taken a month for this whole thing to happen. I'm holding on to think that we're about to roll over and go back there. But then I think it could get really scary because selling begets more selling, right? And if you go look at 90 days, just to scrunch it up, put it on a 2-hour chart. Right? So let me show it to my friends in the regular room. I'm doing these guys a favor. Intraday, 90 days, 2 hours. What did we hit today? What price did we hit today? The market's rigged, right? So now that we held the 90-day, We're bouncing off the 90-day almost to the penny. It's not a fucking coincidence. Whole market's rigged. So now we'll bounce. And if we roll, that's another finger of God. And then where we going? There ain't nowhere else to go. Holmes, we're going to 582, whether you like it or not. And that ain't going to hold. And then, yes. Jim Lewis, who's been around since the old days. Jim Lewis was there for the original Jimmy. Actually, Jim Lewis is the original Jimmy. He's all right, this guy. That's where I think we capitulate to. So you bring me to 582 and you don't hold, we're going to give it Jerry or back to the real support right in between the breakout and that little area right there. Algorithmic printing says 542.21 might be in the cards. And that's my story. And that's why I'm bearish. But being bearish, being bearish, who cares? We'll see what happens tomorrow. We conquer every day. Each day is an individual achievement award. And we crushed it today. So you want to debate? You want to make money? You want to F around? Or you want to get paid? Nobody does what we do. When Newegg is at 0, I will be satisfied. What's over? Over Macho Grande. Over? Did you say over? Nothing's over till we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Germans. It ain't over now. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Right? What are you going to do now? What's over? The bull market. It's over. It's over. And if you guys are watching me last night, I'm sorry. I tend to go crazy in some of these videos that I do. And I usually don't watch my own videos because I always say something that I don't want to be on the internet. That's why I never watch my own videos. I watched mine. I took it down. It's always some kind of weird shit that people take the wrong way. Something about me being on exit 58 in a glory hole. Yeah. Nobody needs to hear that. But ladies and gentlemen, the Q's got to exactly where they needed to get to today, right? This is just awesome. I mean, if you guys are not using VWAP and multiple time frame VWAP, you have to. Because it's showing you everything. You're telling me nothing. You're showing me everything. A man has got 46 pantomimes. A woman has got 49. But see that? And tomorrow, I think NVIDIA is going to break the market because it's going to gap up on blowout numbers. Everyone's going to be damn excited. And then it's going to Jerry Orbach, just like Oracle, just like Palantir, just like Apple. And we're going to beat the living shit out of NVIDIA all the way right back down. When it gaps up 11 points, it's going to give up the 11 points, down 5. Q is going to be down 30. You heard it here first, Jimmy. So what should I do? Should I buy puts before the earnings? Yes, do that. No, don't do that, Jimmy. We trade after the fact. We're looking for the gap to sell into. And what are we going to do if it doesn't work out like that? We're not going to do that thing. You see how trading works now? You see it? You're starting to understand now? You have a setup in mind, and then you let the trade. Oh, what? That's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to gap up on blowout numbers, and it's going to roll over and die. And it's going to take the entire market down with it. And Christmas will be canceled. Santa Claus will be left on a rooftop stranded. And we'll be the only ones making money as the Qs crater down 50 more points right into Christmas Eve in a fucking bloodbath like you've never seen. I'm going to be right. This market needs a reckoning, and I'm going to wreck it. Get it? Now say it. Oh, but I thought you said the market never goes down. Oh, it's just a temporary thing, Jimmy. Don't worry about it. Because, Jimmy, what's going to happen is as soon as the Johnny-come-lately shorters or once CNBC starts talking about how the market's in a panic, once Josh Brown starts talking about capitulation like he did on that Roblox trade, that's when we buy. When Barron's puts that article out and says, is there any relief in sight? What can save the market? By the way, we're not going to lower interest rates either. We're going to raise interest rates, which would be fun. We should not be cutting interest rates any longer. Raise them. Raise interest rates. By the way, enough of this freaking Jemmy sold to you. Screw you. See, that's why we sold some at 12. See? Yeah, see? Anyway, if it got to still the Jemmy, I don't know. I don't want to sell it because I'm bored, but I just sold another couple of Hyundai. I'm going to tell you something else, friends. Tonight, if the futures are gapped up and they break VWAP, start trading futures. Do you understand how futures trading works? One contract is about 1,500 shares of the Qs. One contract. So when you're trading futures and you get it right, you're so right immediately. And conversely, you are very, very wrong when you get it wrong. But when you trade VWAP and you're trading futures, look how nice this break was last night. Look at that freaking trade. This is why I came on last night. I started trading futures on YouTube and nailed it because it's just a VWAP break. And there was a 42-point risk, which is not a riskless trade. 42 points, one contract, $880 risk. But the way I looked at it was, if I'm right, I'm risking 880 to make myself 4,000, if not more. And we rolled over, right? And then we double bottomed at the same exact price. Just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. And then we found some love. So this morning, I was thinking, hey, we just got the finger of God on the Qs. Let's get short the Qs and some NQ futures. And then we went back to double bottom break. When's the last time we've seen double bottom break, prior day low break? Never, because the market never goes down. But it did yesterday. But then look how important that level became. And now we're right back at that same exact level. That's some significant shit right here. So now if you consolidate under VWAP and you don't get back above it this afternoon, we're going to search down for those new lows. And when they don't hold, you can't use stops after hours. There are no stops. No, futures you can. Yeah. No after market. You can't use stops on stocks. Futures, sure. Which is, it's stock limit always. But now we just consolidated and broke down. Bearish, UVXY still green, bearish. Every up move is being sold into, bearish, bull market's over. For now. And I'm going to be right. And I'm out of the Gemmy trade. See ya. No more Gemmy. Bye-bye. Whatever. I hit the bid. See ya. Good night. I'm free of stocks again. So what do you want to do now? You guys want to hang out a little bit more? Now, somebody was just saying, hey, if you're so convinced we're going down, why not buy the 582.50 puts? Because that's gambling. Well, let's take a look. So I think we're going to 582.50. First of all, you don't buy puts at the price where you think we're going. You buy them at the money. If anything, you sell the puts at where you think you're going to go, which is kind of a put spread. And I actually don't hate that trade, but I'll show you why it's not a great idea. So I think we're going 582, right? So here's the Qs. So how do we do it without having to lay out a lot of money and hedge ourselves, right? Because generally I just want to trade intraday. But what if we gap down 17 points, we miss the whole move? That's the fear, right? So let's say you want to go out a couple of days. Let's go take a look at some of these prices. It'd be easier just to look over here. So I think we're going to be crashing on Friday. So that's the 20th. $5.95 is 7 points. And at the money put for just a couple of days, $7. That's the majority of the whole move, right? So you're not going to even make any money. That's why I just stick with the near-term ones, right? So now, if you think we're going down, I think we're going down later today, right? So if anything, you're buying 5.95s now for $2. And let me show you some more. Watch this. And I don't hate this trade. I'm actually put this one on for the rest of the day. So if I'm buying these at 2.25, I want to take in some premium. I think we're going to 5.90 today. So I could sell these at 65 cents, right? So you could do a 5.95, 5.90 put spread. So if you're wrong, let's say, let's do the math. Let's do simple math. You're paying 2, you're selling something for 60. Trade goes completely wrong, you're only out $1.40. Let's say if it goes right, 5.95 to 5.90, you're buying these at 2.50, or let's say 2.25, they'll be worth 5 at 5.90 plus the 70 cents that you take in, and that's your entire trade. That's as much as you can make. That's the one bad part about doing spreads, because you're locking into the game and you're trying to pretend that you could perfectly time or perfectly pick the price that it's going to go to. Generally, what you want to do is you want to buy your put now. And if you bought them at 2.25, you're already making some money, right? Buy them at 2.25, let them start tanking, then sell some out of the money premium where you think they're going. And then you sit back and wait to collect your money, and hopefully it keeps going down. But right now, like I said, consolidation leading to a VWAP break, super bearish, market's going down. Nobody could stop it from going down. The time is now. Right here, right now, right here, right now, right? And these 2 points right there, right? Nice trade. Consolidation. And then look, see how, just like the faux show, bro, the consolidate, it'll break a new low, then it rallies, consolidates, breaks a new high, then it rolls. And what's the difference between the market right now than every day this year since April 9th? This is different, because every time we've consolidated, we've faux show broed and ripped to highs. That trade's not working now. And if you're delusional, I mean, unless you're delusional, you don't see it. We've had a dynamic shift in the market because the Oracle trade and the Palantir, and we're selling off on earnings. And I think we're going down a lot more from here, because there's zero fear in the market. Zero. You think UVXY being up a couple of points in the last couple of days is something? Show me UVXY at 15. That's when fear kicks in. And by the way, look what UVXY did. When UVXY acts bullish, that's a bear market. UVXY, blow off top, breaks VWAP, rolls over and dies. 9 out of 10 times, that's it for UVXY. It usually rolls over and dies, and the market goes higher, right? Today, UVXY is acting like a real stock in a bullish tone. That's bearish for the market. And that's why I'm sticking to my guns. I'm not short right now. I'm going to have to reload sooner or later, but I'm trying to maybe wait for a better price. I might have to chase this short, but I don't want to chase a short. Plus, we usually go sideways. This is the time of day where we kind of start chopping around anyway. So, like it or not, I'm the face of trading. I know. It's hard to look at. But if you're going to do this for a living or as a hobby, or you want to remain profitable, there's nowhere else you're going to do it better than what we're doing here on a daily basis, doing this commentary. And again, I could go for 5. I could talk legitimately for 8 straight hours. My pal Salad can as well, because we have a unhealthy passion for this. First of all, I can't do anything else. I have 0 skills. Yeah, I could sing and dance still, but I ain't getting paid for that. I have nothing else going on in my life, right? This is what I do. And you guys are lucky, because I have no friends. I have no life. And now it's cold out. I really don't want to go out. So I sit here all day. I navigate the markets. And we just sit here and we laugh about it, because it really is rigged. And to expose the rigging brings a warm joy to my heart. And the more people I show this to and are succeeding, that is the essence of life. I have found purpose in life. And it's fantastic. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking some of these trades. And thank me for selling some of these stocks, because you make more money when I sell, like the NBIS trade. That was pretty stupid now. Wow. I had a chance to get back in too. So anyway, I'll show you NBIS. So if you guys were wondering earlier why I was buying it, Mr. Internet, you can't see my charts. Here, Here's MBIS. Every trade I take is the same exact trade. There's the fake out, shake out. There's the VWAP break. Then it did the fake out, shake out, multi-day VWAP. I had to get involved because if you break the blue line and the orange line, algorithms usually take the stock higher. Usually. And all we trade is what usually happens. And if you stick to what usually happens and you trade around VWAP with proper risk management, Kenny Glick, solid jello, hit the bid in your life, you won't lose unless you do what I did on Tuesday by getting greedy and stupid. I took trades that were winning and turned them into colossal losses. And I haven't done that since. That's why when somebody said, why are you selling Jemmy here at 12? Because you gotta. That's how you make money. Sell. Sometimes you're going to sell prematurely like NBIS, which, listen, I'm in late. I'm in 86 and change. I'm selling 87.50, right? It goes to 88. I'm a seller. Didn't sell any. It starts to roll over. I'm selling. And I'm done. You know, Qs, I had full intentions of staying short the whole day, but I ain't going to be on the other side of a faux show, bro. Fake them out, shake them out, started covering here, got out of the rest there. No way am I staying short anything breaks VWAP. But now you just got a little faux show, bro, on the Qs. This is why I'm not getting short again right away. I'm not going to get chopped up in the middle of the day because the middle of the day usually is choppy. So we just trade what normally happens. What normally happens after a fantastic morning, we get some chop. All right, but there are a few new ideas here. ASTS, a fairly new idea. As a matter of fact, ASTS, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I see what you're doing there. Wonderful, wonderful. See everything you need to know about trading right there. See how clean my charts are, right? Fake them out, shake them out, right? There's always a new low before the VWAP break because the market's trying to screw you. There it is. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. But right at that moment, they try to get you again, right? So here, fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Then the test from on top, and you're gone. And then still comes back, tests, and you're gone. And if you're in this trade, nice, because now you've got the full-blown 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Very nice. And if you're in NBIS, holy shit, man, I set this stock free. And by the way, I do have a special talent. That is one of my also hidden talents. If you need a stock to go up, I will buy some, immediately sell it, and then it'll be good. It's my real special hidden skill. Oh, there's another trade I wanted to buy. NVTS trying to come out of the doldrums. 750 already got you 8. All right, I ain't chasing longs right now in the middle of the day. But I was really bullish. I am bullish USAR under 15. It's been a pretty good buy. MP under 57.50 has been a good buy. I'm looking at the quantums as longs now that they've crashed. So there's so much to do and so many great ideas. You just got to pick 5 or 6 and wait for the setups. Like I'm bullish ASTS at $55 and look where it kind of held support, 55. Tesla is always a buy. It doesn't even matter. You never have to ask me. I think the stock's going to 5,000. I've never been more bullish any stock in my entire life because Tesla's doing everything that I want to be involved in. Space, rockets, robots, drones, AI, everything. And they also make cars apparently, but Tesla is going to either colonize the moon or Mars. And I think if you own Tesla stock, inevitably you're going to get rewarded with an acre of Mars when Elon Musk owns Mars. I'm so super bullish because I'm not joking. And by the way, the whole market just did a faux show, bro. You're right. ASTS, fantastic right here. And by the way, you see how I avoided this QQQ short? Just based on the time. I'm not getting into positions right now when I know we're in store for some chop. And look at that chop. That's a faux show, bro. VWAP break. And this little move, that's a 2-point trade just off the VWAP. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Woo! The trade keeps replicating. That's why it's so awesome. By the way, I'm in nothing now, so I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling right now, like a villain. UVXY back under 1204. That's super bullish now. See, we just completely had a shift. One faux show bro away. Just like somebody just wrote that earlier. Every short is a faux show bro away from crushing your fucking head. You see, Jimmy? Cuz? Come on, Jimmy, say it. Say it. The market never goes down. That's right. The market never goes down. If you lose that focus for 1 second, you will be on the wrong side of these faux show bros. Not me. I know the market never goes down. I'm taking this opportunity right now, and this whatever this moment is, you gave me 6 out of 7 short positions lately have worked. That's a huge shift from what we've been accustomed to. But you know what else I'm not accustomed to? The idea that this is going to last, because it never does. You know why, Jimmy? Market never goes down. See how it comes back? Holy shit, what the hell just happened, Jimmy? Seriously, what the hell just happened? I was like, nah, they're not going to faux show, bro, this market right now at 1240. Oh, I guess they are. And now we're above where we came from. You're telling me you're going to be able to stay short this market? How? If you're using any proper risk management, you cannot stay short. I don't want to hear it. Oh, he's getting short now. But if you're entering a short now, it's not crazy. I ain't. I'll wait for the rollover. But this guy's a maniac. He's getting short right now. And I'm staying out of it. Oh, is that what it is? Trump news? Quick, invent something to say to save the market. I mean, it's the same old story. Next thing you know, they'll be talking about, the Fed intervention. QE will be back. Hey, I don't know, man. The market went down for like a whole week. I don't know. What are we going to do about it? I don't know. Government intervention. Oh. Can't have the market go down for more than 3 days now. Oh, man. People get all freaked out. No, we've only going up for 100 straight years. Oh, 3 whole days. Oh, my God. It went down for 3 whole days. Wow. This is fucking crazy. By the way, this NBIS trade now is making me sick. I had a chance to buy it back at my price also. Sick. What is this stock? What the hell is NBIS? Thing's been ripping all over the place the last 4 or 5 days. I have no idea what it is. I just started watching it because they reported earnings about 5 days ago. It's a sick trade. Sick. By the way, if you don't know NBIS, man. By the way, you see what happened to Jimmy? Pulled back to the prior day VWAP. Oh my God, did we forget about CoreWeave? Oh my freaking God. We're going to go green. We're going to freaking go green. This market's going to go green right now. I don't believe it. I didn't think it was going to happen today, but my God, Jimmy. You see, this is why I have to remind myself that the market never goes down. This is how I used to blow my accounts up. I will never be faux show broed again. Now, I do think we're going down again at some point. I don't think this sell-off's over. But man, they're making it virtually impossible to stay short, like usual. As usual. All right, on that note, I am out of here. All right. That was some freaking awesome morning. I really wish I would have put the 1,000 contracts on like I was planning, but there really wasn't a really great price. So I didn't go huge. The when I'm really gonna go stupid huge, like ridiculously large, is Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So let me explain this to you one more time. If Nvidia, no, sorry, I'm gonna say when Nvidia has a blowout quarter, the greatest quarter in the history of their company, right? Definitely that's what they're going to say tomorrow night, right? They're going to say, we're making more money than we ever thought imaginable. We're on our way to being a $10 trillion company. And it's going to gap up. It's going to be up, I'd say, roughly at least 8 points in the aftermarket. And the next day, it's going to be up. When you wake up the next day on Thursday morning, it's going to be up 11 points. And everyone's going to be thinking, oh my God, bull market is so back. Let's get Christmas going. And then suddenly NVIDIA is going to give up 2 points right out of the open. All right, it's just a little fade. And then it's going to try to bounce. And then it's going to roll. And then nobody on earth is going to want to own it when it breaks VWAP and dumps and takes the whole market down with it. As the bulls are trying to explain away why it's going down. And the guy that's asking why in the background, and that guy who wants to know why it's going down, that guy, why is it going down? Because it's been going up for 5 straight years. It's about time it's gone down. And as it rolls over and fucking craters and takes the whole market down with it, and the Qs are sitting there at 555, NVIDIA down 8 points, giving up a 20-point gap. And we're all high-fiving each other. And the guy's over there going, but I thought you said the market never goes down. I'll tell you right now, the market ain't going down. That's for shit sure. Damn, people. You get back into the core weave? Shit. All right, I don't want to sit here and watching the market go up now. Oh, man. That was a big-ass pivot right there. Shit. We're never going down. Oh, man. I hear him screaming in the distance. There they are. No, why did I stay short? Oh, my God, shorting is short-lived. I should have listened to that guy. Oh, no. I really thought this time was different. He was only 17 in a madman's dream. Cop shot the kid to hear him scream. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. What? Was that where you were going with that one? Oh my God, we're about to breach 600 on the Qs. Elizabeth, it's the big one. Holy crap, I'm so left out now. See, this is where I start doing dumb shit by buying like 2,000 shares of CoreWeave and I get lit up. CoreWeave, new highs. Oh, Kenny. I don't want to ruin my day by joining in the stock market now. Oh, man. That was some faux show, bro, on the Qs, huh? Shit. By the way, here's CoreWeave, if you were wondering what that looks like. Faux show, bro, at prior day VWAP. Bang. Dave, the dope fiend shooting dope who don't know the meaning of water nor soap. He pulled out a spanking shotgun. Ran outside. There was cops all over. Decided to jump into a stolen Nova. Bring that shit back. CoreWeave thinks I bought it. Look, it just dropped $1. I was only kidding, CoreWeave. I was only kidding. No, shorting's over for now. I mean, I'll look to short the Qs later if we do. But now, if we consolidate, we're only 4 points away from going green. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Well, listen, we might be going all night tomorrow night because I'm out Thursday. So Wednesday night, we might do a pre-schmooze because there will be no schmooze on Thursday night. So, yeah. And if you haven't come to the website or you haven't taken a free trial and you want to enjoy maybe Wednesday night, Don Corleone and I were thinking about doing a live podcast and then parlay that into a schmooze and prepare for some NVIDIA earnings or prepare our attack after the earnings come out. And then Friday, I got to leave by 1. So if the market's going to crash, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be Thursday at 1 o'clock when I leave the office. When I actually leave and I have no access to a computer. That's usually when shit gets crazy. All right. I'm going to get some breakfast. Like I said, I got zero going on. Covered my Qs near the lows. Haven't gone long. Feeling a little bit left out. But that feeling usually causes me to do something stupid because that is called FOMO and NBIS, CoreWeave. I'm going to get a little FOMO. So the easy thing for me to do is get the flock out of here before I do something stupid. Peace. I'll see you guys in an hour or so. All right. Have a great day. Email me. My name is, what's the guy's name? I'm having an old friend for dinner when he's getting interviewed. My name is Dr. Chilton. Chilton. Baltimore could be a very nice town if you have a nice guide. Anyway, that's a Silence of the Lambs reference. You got to get, come on, got to get hip. All right, be careful out there. This market's about to rip your freaking head off. Damn. I got to start learning how to cover and go long. I'm such a bear that I know I should be covering and going long. I can't do it. I should. Oh! Pookie. I saw where you were going with that. Ted Knight. Meanwhile, in another dimension where the market actually goes down, Kenny is still short. Meanwhile, in another dimension where VWAP is actually PIV. What? That'd be VWAP backwards. Get it? Oh, man, I'm starting to get a little... George is getting a little antsy now. I got to get out of here. Damn it. I can't pull myself away right now. I just gotta ask one question. You guys are long the Qs now, right? You guys are long CoreWeave, MBI. You bought some stock, right? The whole market just faux show bro, right? Ooh. See, I'm so close to being just the greatest. I can't cover and go long because I need to see what's going on, and then I feel left out, and I usually do some dumb shit. But I missed a lot of the names I wanted to buy. USAR under 15, that was on my list. CoreWeave's been on my list under 75. I love that stock under 75. All right, I'm serious. I got to go. So nice hanging with you. It's been we couldn't have done any better unless we covered and went long, which I hope some of you guys did. I didn't. And on that note, don't forget to take profit while you got it, because I still think there's some volatility to be had. Especially if UVXY breaks 1170, then it might be over. The down move might be over. Peace. Dave Rigetti going green too. Actually, everything's going green. I mean, it's the turnaround Tuesday. It just took 3 hours to kick in. All right, good luck. You know where it's going. See ya. Market never goes down. Oh.